Today I'm going to make a recipe that I got from a vegan chef, and I highly recommend her site. It's called Karma Chow. She is a vegan chef in Los Angeles. Her name is Melissa Costello, and I took a free class that she did at Whole Foods, and she made this really cool, she called it a raspberry mousse, but it's all made with all raw ingredients, and there's no dairy in it at all. And she used it kind of like an ice cream, but she also said you could kind of make it like a cheesecake. So that's kind of what I'm going to attempt today and see how it comes out. There's a few things that on the recipe that I didn't have that that I'm kind of having to substitute. Like it calls for agave nectar. Whole Foods will have that if you've got a Whole Foods. This is agave, but the nectar is lighter and it looks like honey. And so this will be kind of an experiment a little bit. To see what that's going to turn out like. It calls for raw cocoa butter, and this is another thing that it's really kind of cool looking stuff. Is another thing that Whole Foods is where they had this. So probably your bigger organic stores is where you're going to find stuff like that. So I've already got the raspberries in the blender. We're just going to put everything in here. I've got the dates that are soaked. You want everything to be nice and soft. You don't want it to be all hard. And it's kind of a weird recipe, but it's really not that bad. And if you're open to this kind of stuff, you know, you'll probably really like it. This is the cashews that are soaked. They're not salted. They're not, you know, cooked or roasted. They're just natural raw. This is the cocoa butter. It's melted. And I'm sure we're going to have to add a little water. The recipe calls for coconut water, and that's another thing I'm out of as well. So you can use regular water, just make sure it's good filtered. I'm going to go ahead and get some I have on hand, because usually it gets a little thick and you'll need to add just a little bit. Lemon juice. Make sure you have a good strong blender. A lot of blenders would get bogged down with this. I'm going to go for a teaspoon of vanilla. Use the good vanilla, not the kind with the alcohol. The good vanilla is kind of expensive, but it's well worth it. It tastes a lot better. Quarter teaspoon salt. Or not. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And I'm just going to put it into this pie shell that I was lazy because we're going somewhere over to a relative's house today, so I didn't have time to make like a vegan type of pie crust, so I cheated and just picked one up. Which probably really isn't, you know, the best, but, you know, considering that this is raw, it's not so bad. And this will set up really nice in the fridge, so give yourself some time to allow it to do that. This is definitely something you can eat and have zero guilt, because there's zero fat in that cocoa butter. It's all the other stuff that we end up putting in it. Sugar and the dairy that makes the chocolate bars so bad. You want to let your raspberries come up to room temperature too. Mine weren't quite there, which made it a little bit harder to blend. There you go. Raspberry mousse cheesecake.